afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hong Kong, China. Today's the 5th day of the tournament in terms of the entire length of the tournament. In terms of games played, this is day number 4. It's a little confusing. To me, it's day number 5, 5th day into the tournament. My name is Scott Yang, and on behalf of the Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association and the IIHF, we welcome you to DB Ice Rink here in Discovery Bay. We are hidden on the southwestern side of Hong Kong on an outlying island called Lantau Island, where the international airport, a world-famous theme park, and a fantastic neighborhood called Discovery Bay is. If you're here, if you have a chance to visit Hong Kong, give Discovery Bay a shot, and I'm sure you'd love it here. And today, first game for all of you fine folks all over the world. We have Belgium versus New Zealand. Game officials for today from Switzerland, Karen Williner. Two lines person from Great Britain, Felicity Monroe, and from Korea, Park Jun-yoon. And now here comes the two teams competing for this game in their white jerseys. This is New Zealand. New Zealand currently ranked 6th in the standings. 0 points across 3 games. And Belgium will be coming onto the ice next. They are in 5th place. 0 points as well, but they managed to beat out New Zealand barely with a better goal differential. And these two teams will not be able to compete for a medal. They are mathematically out of medal contention, and these two teams are fighting today to stay in the Division 2B. Now, Mexico is in 4th place. They are still at risk of relegation, but Belgium and New Zealand are by far, I could say, the favorites for relegation. They have the most risk of being relegated from the division. So a win here is going to be very, very crucial for these two teams, Belgium and New Zealand. A win can basically give them a much better chance to stay in the division. Everybody knows how difficult it is to gain promotion to a higher division, and they do not want that effort to go to waste. And as mentioned, it's not just Belgium and New Zealand. Mexico is still at risk of being relegated, depending on how this game plays out. In this game, we are missing the captain for Belgium, Femke Bosmans. She suffered an injury from yesterday, so Belgium will be without their heart and soul, the captain, Femke Bosmans. She took a hit yesterday. I thought it was going to be an upper body injury, but rumors had it that it was an injury with the leg or ankle. So it's a bummer for Belgium not to have Bosmans in the lineup. But they don't have a choice. They would have to just to play without her, and other players on the team will have to step it up to take over the role of a leader. And this game, the captain for Belgium had changed due to Bosman's absence. It's going to be on number 8, Jurne Wagemans. Goalie for Belgium, number 20, Charlotte Swinnen. And for New Zealand, the goalie, it looks like it's Brienne Pick, number 20. And we have face-off. Belgium, number 6, Loiso Lotte de Coutiniere, one of the top scorers for the Belgian squad. And yesterday he scored the only goal for Belgium. And a quick change for de Coutiniere. Interception by number 2, Gabby Mills. Good energy coming out of the gate for both teams. Now Belgium coming in from the right, left side with Louise Paulison. Paulison, a very good player, and we saw her perform yesterday. A great game played, generated a lot of chances, and with her taller build, is physical, she's good with the body, getting into position. Also, she does have a great shot. Also, when she's paired up with number 11, Saunders, Lenore Saunders, they make a great duo. And on the right wing, Camille Summershoe completes the second forward line for Belgium. Centering pass to Summershoe. From behind, it's Joka Strickle. Sends it down back into the corner. 4 players digging at the puck now. New Zealand coming up with the puck. 21, Hannah Shields. Shields crosses the blue line, sends it down. She has got no support on the other side of the rink, so Hannah Shields goes for it herself. Now the New Zealanders completed the change. Hannah Shields go back in for a change herself. Then check from behind. Agostino with the check. Nice move there by Agostino to take Coutiniere, number 6. Kelly Nelson, one of the major offensive threats for New Zealand. Gave the puck away to take Coutiniere. Sharp angle shot, goalie with a glove save. Rebounded by Van Hoef with a long shot. Here's a save by the goalie and held on to it for the face-off. .24 to go. Couple of great saves for Leanne Bick to start her game off. Making sure she is alert. Here's another check played on by Belgium. A little physical game. And referee Karen Williner is so far letting the game flow. There is a shot by Gregory. Here's a trip. Oh, that's a goal! New Zealand struck first in this game, and it's 1-0 New Zealand. And these New Zealand fans cheering hard after what has been a disappointing tournament. Now today, New Zealand ignited the scoring. Here's another whistle. A little more than 3 minutes played in the period. And New Zealand already up by 1. Scoring the goal, number 16, Emma Clark. For the assist, the lone assist going to number 15, Hope Gregory. It was just a little after the 3rd minute mark, or the 17-minute mark, who scored the goal. Here is Hannah Cross rushing to the board to take control of the puck. Ross Shields. Shields on the right side, plus one move. Richmond gets it. Loses it to Belgium. Belgium sends it to Yara Fransen. And a whistle for an icing against Belgium. Great start for New Zealand. And really today we have 3 games for you in day 5 of the tournament, and all 3 games carry significant importance to how the tournament's going to be shaped. This game, the first game, Belgium and New Zealand, will very likely decide the team that might get relegated from this division. The second game today, Lithuania versus Mexico. It decides how far Lithuania can go, and it can also seal the fate of Mexico. And of course, the final game today, Hong Kong, China versus Ukraine. Current top 2 teams in the division. The winner of that game will get a massive boost to their chance of winning promotion to a higher division. There's a long shot by number 9, Anke Stino. Well, coming into the rink this morning, doing my calculations. Sorry if I messed this up, because math is never my forte. I'm never good with it. But a win today in this game between Belgium and New Zealand does not guarantee the avoidance of being relegated. It still depends on what happens tomorrow. But the winners of this game will receive a massive boost. A little over 5 minutes played in the game, still 1-0. New Zealand with the lead. Not a lot of successful shots in this game so far though. Shot on goal just 5-2, and it's to the advantage of Belgium. There is going to be a delayed penalty call. Going into the box from Belgium, number 7, Danya Scott. She's out for 2 minutes with a hooking call. Belgium with a nice move in, shoots, goalie made a great pad save with the left pad. Here comes Belgium again with another nice move, number 14, Hans van Hoes. Backhands it, very smart play. Scanned around her, seeing there's no way out of her predicament. Flips it over the blue line and into the end zone. More of a safety move, but smart play nonetheless. Flick over the boards, over the neutral zone, as Belgium goes in for a change. New Zealand coming in with number 14, Caitlin Hoyer. Hoyer gets past the blue line, unchecked, goes all the way down deep. Centering pass, shot, goalie made a stick save. Still a New Zealand power play. Paulison standing in front of the goalie, blocking the goalie's view. And the goalie made a great save there. Charlotte winning. Winnan played a very solid game yesterday and actually throughout the entire tournament, providing a solid backstop for the Belgian squad. And she's continued to be relied on by the head coach, Dale Miller. Here's Rebecca Liddy with a long shot. Blocked, rebounded by Belgium. Steers it out of the danger zone, but not out of the defensive zone. Still 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Now Belgium sends it down through a great angle. The puck slowly drifts towards the New Zealand zone. Now the penalty has expired. Daniel Scott returns to the bench for the substitution. Taken her place. Dekutunere. Dekutunere protects the puck along the board, tries to kick it around. 4 players. And coming up with the puck is Kelly Nelson. Nelson sends it to the right for Kane. Both teams making very quick changes. We're into their 4th game in 5 days, which can be probably very taxing on the muscles. Because when you get up in the morning and thinking to yourself, I don't want to get to the rink today, I just want to stay in bed, just go to the pool, just relax and call a day off. Your body tells you to take a break, but the brain tells you you have to come to the ring and play for your country. .11:02 remaining in opening. Still New Zealand with a lone goal this period. That lone goal is from Emma Flock. Helmrich. The Warrior skates around her own net. Carries it out all the way into the neutral zone, only to lose the puck to the Belgians. Anna Shields try again, this time she makes a pass to the right to Gabby Mills. Mills sends it down. From the other side, Liani Goodman gives chase. Goodman with the centering pass. Gabby Mills with a shot. This one went wide. Scramble in front of the net. Belgium clears it. Brienne Fix. Gave it a little touch. Her teammate Emma Floss scored the goal today. And we just reached the halfway mark of the opening period. Nelson finds herself with the puck in the slot, shoots, and she scores. 2-0 New Zealand. First thing Kelly Nelson does, storms back to her bench. Celebrate it with everyone on the bench, and of course, the fans around the rink. Here's another shot by Horner Pascal. Pascal to Nelson. In front of the net is Malari. Malari, the captain. Goalie made a sliding save. Steers it towards the side of the rink. Stino flips it up. Beats out icing. And actually gets to the puck first. Behind the Belgian at the New Zealand net. Belgium gets the puck. Not a lot of traffic in front of the New Zealander goalie though. Berthels goes back for the puck. Under 9-2 in the opening. Paulison loses the skipping puck to Emma Clough. Clough on the right, centers it to Malari. Malari still with the puck shoots. Goalie made another pass, a kick save. New Zealand with the rebound, sends it back down low. And now Gabby Mills lost her stick. That's Regan Shafhoff, rather. Shafhoff skates back into the bench for substitution. Taking her place, Rebecca Liddy. A little over 8 minutes to go. Collier with a long shot tipped in front of the net. That one went wide as the goalie made a pass save with a right pad. Lenore Saunders unable to get the puck. Now Malari from behind the net. Gregory, shot, rebound, no goal. And now we have one. The initial shot was blocked. And the rebound shot, New Zealand gets it. Look at the clearance. The clearance went straight onto a New Zealander's stick. And in turn, they shut it back in, and despite the piling up, they scored. And timeout was called, and this is going to be a good time to take a look at the few shots we missed. And it's so far been all New Zealand this period. Look at Sweden, unable to make the save here, and then this one coming from behind the net. The shot was waved off, and quickly New Zealand gets it back and sends it into the net for their third goal of the game. So now they enjoy a 3-goal lead over Belgium. And it's a great timeout called. The coach of Belgium, Dale Miller. Here in the local league, in the fans, they have the misconception. Timeouts are only used for like the last minute of the game. Sometimes you don't, when you see things don't go your way at all. Nothing is going right. You get scored in quick succession. You kind of want to give the team a little break. Break out of that funk or that disappointment or frustration. And it also kind of breaks up the momentum that the opposing team is having. So it's good timing for the timeout. Down by 3 goals. But they do have to keep this in mind. If the game becomes close, towards the end of the game, they will be without a timeout. It's used so early in the game. For Belgium, Charlotte Swinen continues minding the net, and it's also a sign that the coach Dale Miller is sending a message to Charlotte Swinen that the coach is confident in you, so go out there and do a good job. Here's Rebecca Lilly with the puck from her own zone. Up by 3 goals. That's the first time New Zealand is able to lead a game with 3 goals this tournament. Certainly going to be an emotional moment for New Zealand after a disappointing start to the tournament. Some of the players unable to travel with the team. being the silver medalist from last season, I'm sure they would come into the tournament with a lot of hope and expectations. And having trouble scoring the first 3 games of the tournament, now all of a sudden they're finding themselves in the driver's seat leading the game by 3 goals and losing in the first period. So there's this unleashing of all that emotion and confidence all at the same time. And on the other side for the Belgian squad, losing their captain, Femke Bosman, is going to be a huge blow to this Belgian squad. We're looking at their roster, some really brilliant players they have. There's New Zealand in the forward attacking zone again, loses the puck to Belgium. About 4.5 minutes to go in the first. Here is the Cotenere with a long shot, which one went wide. Tewanye with the puck on the other side. Tries a sharp angle shot, which one also stays out at all. Anka Dino. New Zealand with the puck. Flips it over to the right side. Spins around. Yanni Goodman sends it back down deep. Daniel Scott gives chase for Belgium. Now here's New Zealand with the shot, and they score. 4 unanswered goals by the Ice Ferns. And there's Swinen preparing for the shot. She was partially blocked. Now 4 unanswered by New Zealand. Caitlin Hoyer with the goal. And Neros Gordon with the assist. So 4 goals from New Zealand, scored by 4 different players, and they had the 5th one and let the New Zealanders celebrate. Getting the puck near the face-off circle, he slides it across and puts it in the net. And that one scored by Jasmine Horner-Pascal, assisted by Kelly Nelson. 5 goals for New Zealand, all from different players. Everybody chipping in. It's a team effort. Shot on goals 13-8. And the Belgians have a change in net, I believe. In net now for Belgium is number 25, Anouk Beltman. I would say it's a poor outing for Charlotte Swinen, but the overall momentum right now, it's all New Zealand. Saunders with a shot, this one went high. Now down by 5 goals, Belgium, I wouldn't say it's the end of the game. When you look at the talent on their team, you know, they still have it in them. But being down 5 goals, perhaps the mental side of things is going to be more of a factor than the actual skill side of things. Your coach can tell you, you just have to forget about those 5 goals, but you're on ice, you see those 5 goals, and you see your captain not with you on the ice. Those kind of things do add up during a tournament like so. Here is going to be a penalty being assessed on New Zealand. Emma Kloss out for a slash. The face-off is going to be in the New Zealand zone. Taking the face-off. Linespersons from Korea, Park Jong-yoo. Caitlin Hoyer sent it down. Anouk Belmont leaves it for her teammate. And Joppe Berthels tips it up into the attacking zone and quickly hustles to the puck. Great hustle there to keep possession in the attacking zone. Now New Zealand clears it. Wow, what a speedy goalie we have here in Belmont. It's the first game for Belmont in this tournament. Surely she would want to perform in front of her head coach. Skates out very aggressively. Now Goodman's behind her. And now Belmont's leaving for Goodman. Oh, that's dangerous play. Goodman sends it out from behind the net. He's catching Belmont's off guard. And Belmont's got back just in time. Keeping her pads. Look right there. I thought I got the wrong shot with no goalie in the net, but that was Belmont out of the net. Still 5 goals to go for Belgium. A big hole they have to climb out from. Here's Van Hoos. Fakes the shot. Back to the captain, Rockman. Wrong shot, goalie with a pass save to the right side. Sweeps it back to Walkmans. Paulson with a great shot there with her long build. Now Paulson calling for the puck. Van Hoos sends it, deflects it. Paulson with the puck. Back to Stino with a long shot. This one's a lobbing shot from the blue line. Stino wanted to keep it in the zone, as he does. Stino skates in for the shot. Spins around Stino. And that's it for the first period. 5-0 the score. New Zealand with a commanding lead. See the frustration in the Belgian players. But they have 2 more periods to go, and the coach will have a lot to do with the team during the intermission. 18-minute break we have, and when we're back, period number 2. Discovery Bay here in Hong Kong, China, and this is Day 5 of the 2026 IIHF Women's Ice Hockey World Championship Division 2B. Today, after this game between Belgium and New Zealand at 4 o'clock local time, we will have Lithuania versus Mexico. And tonight at 7:30, Hong Kong, China, the hosts, will play Ukraine. 3 very important games. Pivotal games for the tournament, I'd say. And all 3 games carry significant impact to how this tournament is going to shape up for the final day of the tournament. And that would happen on Sunday. Tomorrow everyone gets a break. At least I know I'm going to get a break. Players will have practice sessions, but at this stage of the tournament, some coaches might want to give some of the players a break to recover. Playing this many games in such a short time frame is going to be tough on a lot of players, especially at this level. I would say most players here are going to be amateur players or non-professional players. So a lot of them would have their own jobs, a day job, maybe they go to school. But all sorts of interesting players mixed up in this tournament. And there's a great save by the Belgian goalie on it, Belmont. There was this renowned neuroscientist in New Zealand who was unable to make the squad, make the trip to Hong Kong, not making the squad and not making it for the competition. Not being able to make the trip to Hong Kong. So one of the key players I heard. Now we have a penalty against New Zealand going to Gabby Mills, number 2. Mills, a solid defender on the New Zealand team. And she's in the box for 2 minutes. Perhaps this is going to be a turning point for Belgium as they will try to score with a player advantage here. Again, I just cannot stress this enough. Belgium, when you look at them, they have so much potential, so many good players. Agostino, player controlling play right now. Berthels playing in the back. Collison. Van Hoef, I like. Oh, that's a near goal. The puck just slides past the goalie, and I believe the goalie found the puck the last second. Look at the shot coming from the right side of the screen. Goalie had a piece of it, squeezed it tight. He was just able to glove it down with a sweeping glove just before the puck was going across the goal line, saving a third goal. And that has to be a great start. Here's Paulson from the left side. A nice shot. It'd be better if we could see Paulson trying to move a little closer to the net. Right now, she's shooting just a little too far away. He's trying to get near the face-off dot. Of course, the red out. It's the shot that might increase the success rate a little. Because she's so good with generating all these chances. She's always in the right places. Very aggressive in moving and finding room for herself. Making her an easy target for passes. And these are very hard to teach. Of course, her size and her shot. I'm just looking forward to seeing her next season. And playing even better for her team. Daniel Scott, very reliable defense for Belgium. Emma Kloss gave it away. Here comes Belgium. Anke Stino on the left side, circling around, looking for options, decided to shoot her own. Juicy rebound right in front of the goalie, but New Zealand was the first to find it. But almost misplaced by Brienne Bix, the goalie for Belgium. Van Hoef dumps it in, and that would do it for the power play. Some good chances generated by Belgium, but no goals still. Daniel Scott blocked the puck on the blue line, keeps it in. Camille Summershoe forces New Zealand to go back behind the net to play the puck. Just the right amount of pressure from Belgium, not overcommitting. With Summershoe, Paulison. Look at the way she skates. Very smooth, and each drive with power. Paulison coming out from behind the net. With a long shot, that was Maka. Scrum in front of the net. And now finally we have a whistle. Players down, but still no goal for Belgium. Goalie never had a clear cover on the puck until now. The puck was never in the net. And at the time of the whistle, the goalie had the glove over the puck, and that was outside the net, behind the goal line. Rebecca Lilly spins around, passes the puck the other way. Nicotinieri on the left side, through red shirt in front of the goal. Decided to shoot instead of making the pass to the center. Lost opportunity right there. Belgium's playing much better this period. They're exerting pressure on New Zealand for a good 2-3 minutes now. Long shot by Daniel Scott. This one screened. Goalie had to make a save. Nicotinieri right there, ready for the rebound. Great to see Belgium trying to mount this comeback. Screen the shot, goalie had to cover it, and look at the goalie. Brienne Bix still solid, keeping her team safe. Is Walkman. Summershoe. Nice move by Summershoe, and now Paulison. Oh, got high stick in the face. Referee caught it. Deemed it wasn't a penalty. That can happen right in front of the referee. And here is New Zealand, and that would have been offside. No calls there. Goalie had made a save, and the backup goalie for Belgium, Anouk Belmont, looking good so far this game. Since she's come on, New Zealanders have not been able to score. One thing, it's a brilliant play of Anouk Belmont. And also with the resurgence of the Belgians in the second period. Here's a sharp angle shot. That's Nicotinieri. Held on with a chest pad by Brienne Bix. New Zealand still holding on to a 5-goal lead, and in the second period, at least for the past 3-4 minutes, Belgium's been really mounting the pressure. These two teams do play a similar style. So Belgians have every reason, every opportunity to come back into the game despite being down by 5 goals. It's just not going to be easy. But there is going to be a way. Here comes the Coutinieri on the right side. It's center, it's Van Hoef. Centers to Van Hoef. Van Hoef gets it with the backhand. Try to give it into the slot. Now Gregory has it, long shot. And Valentin Maka being quite aggressive for the six. A couple of flashes, a couple of hooks there, mini hooks. Trying to catch up to the speedy winger. Here's a sneaky shot at Belmont and made a pad save last second. Emma Kloss sends it back. Hannah Cross. Back to Hannah Kloss in front of the net with a scramble. Belmont's still solid in net for Belgium. Nothing game, face off in the Belgian zone. New Zealand sends Sanchez Pedrosa for the face off, and she's going to be up against Anke Stino. Belgium with the face off win, quickly gave it away to Rikini McLean. Now we see New Zealand in front of the net with the pile up. Lots of players coming down, a chip shot there. All of a sudden we see New Zealand sending some of their lesser used players on the ice. The first time I saw Ricky Lee McLean at number 13. He might have been playing before, but it's the first time I've noticed. Also Manuela Sanchez Pedrosa. Not very often used players. And earlier today, we also started seeing number 11, Nurls Gordon. She had an assist today. So it's a good thing that head coach Mike Sam is letting some of the younger players play. Here's a high shot by Paulison. Summershoe to Paulison. Missed the pass. Here's Wagman. Wagman to Maka. This one blocked by Horner Pascal. Behind the net, centering pass. Shoots by Saunders. Blocked by New Zealand and clears it down the ice. Belgium keeps pressuring New Zealand. Summershoe, Paulison. Paulison from the corner. Back to the blue line. Dumps it back down deep. New Zealand trying to get it out. Now they do. But Summershoe blocks it, sends it back in. Saunders with the puck. Now Saunders against Indy Lewis. Lewis without her stick. Now being pinned down along the backboard. New Zealand gets it out. Number 23, Horner Pascal from the left side with a spin around. Sends it to Nelson at center ice. Nelson tries to get into the slot area. Daniel Scott keep pestering Horner Pascal. Flicks it down to the corner as Horner Pascal goes in for a change. Here's Daniel Scott. Tries to send the puck back out for a stretch pass. Now Anke Stino with the puck to the right to Van Hoef. Van Hoef goes in with a shot. Goalie made a save. Rebounded by New Zealand. New Zealand out into the neutral zone. Belgium looking dominant this period. Now we have Ancastino again going past the blue line just to lose it to New Zealand. You never know. You never know. If the game goes this way for an extended period of time, Belgium might just get back into the game. It's just a matter of time, but wow, great save by Brianne Vick. Look at how far Brianne Vick challenges out. You don't see that often at this level of play, but by challenging out, she covers so much net and makes it so much more harder for the shooter to pick their spots. But it's a worrying period for New Zealand as Belgium been able to control play for most of the period. Here is Mullary with a long shot. This one easily saved by Anouk Belmont. Walkmans. I don't know what the Belgian coach, Dale Miller, did during the intermission, but whatever it was, it's working. Oh, that's an open ice hit by Saunders. That's a heavy hit on Mullary, considering the size difference between the two players. It's gotta hurt, but Mullary got up. The captain looked at that one. That's a thump. And Mullary in the bench, immediately getting medical attention from their medical staff. And on the New Zealand bench from the United States, their medical officer, Madison Hooper, said attend to Mullary, and it looks like she's going to be okay. Probably just got the wind knocked out of her. Here's a long shot. I think it hit Berthels. New Zealand with the power play with 1:30 to go. One timer from Ovechkin's office on right in the center of the face-off circle. Nice pass to Nelson. Nelson sends it and blocked by Berthels again. Rebecca Lilly. Certainly lots of fans with screams when Liddy touches the puck. Here's another shot, also saved by Belmont. What a goalie, and what a game she's been playing. Playing her heart out in front of the head coach, Dale Miller. Seemingly sending a message to the head coach. Hey, play me more. I deserve your attention. What most backup goalies think. At least that's me. I don't know about Belmont. She's certainly turning some eyes here with her performance here today. New Zealand, the power play still 45 seconds to go. Moving along center ice into the attacking zone. That's play up onside. Hoyer with the puck from behind the net. Hoyer leads it back to number 15, Hope Gregory. Gregory back to Hoyer. Back to Gregory in front of the net. It's Shattock. Mullary. Shields back to Mullary. Mullary to Shattock with a shot. They score! Regan Shattock continues the trend for New Zealand. Every single goal is from a different player. Look at her getting the puck in deep in the slot. With a couple of moves, sends it into the net, making it 6-0 for New Zealand. Regan Shattock, number 3. one of the shorter players in the tournament, listed at just 4'11", or 1.5 meters, depending on which side of the pond you live in. Currently plays for the Canterbury Inferno in New Zealand. He's the only player from that team to be on this World Championship team. And here is Gracie Hemrick. And across, tries to get it from the Belgians, and Belgium sends it out. Here's a 2-1-2. Van Hoef with a nice pass to De Coutinere. And Brienne Bick with a good save. Under 6.5 to go in the second. New Zealand with a commanding 6-goal lead. Something, if Belgium wants to do something, they better do it now before it's too late. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of time. But time never ticks up, it only ticks down. Here's another long shot. A weak one from Belgium. Padding the stats for Brienne Bick just a little more with another save. Shots on goals now 27-20 in favor of New Zealand. Here's a good pass, a stretch pass to Horner past goal. Pascal being shoved into the boards. Belgium becoming a little more physical, more and more physical now. They need to watch out for penalties if they don't want to play short-handed while down by 6 goals. They need every single minute to attack. A good pass to Saunders. Saunders just slightly lost her balance when receiving the puck. Kelly Nelson from behind the net. Nelson with the shot is reflected wide. Maka along the boards. Walkman to Van Hoef. Saunders speeding at center, filling the lanes. But intercepted and stolen by Goodman. Goodman with a shot, this one wide. Goodman to Shields. Shields picked it to the side. Now Antestino with it. De Coutinere. A couple of players handle the puck with their gloves. Van Hoef. De Coutinere. Back to Walkmans. Walkmans alone in their own zone. To Van Hoef. Backhands it down deep. Again, very smart play. Goes in for a change. With a core group of Van Hoef, Antestino, Berthel, De Coutinere. Oh, here's a little trip there. No arms up by the referee. Daniel Scott looked at the referee. No reaction there. Paulson, Sweden, and the backup goalie, Belmont. You know, the Belgian women's ice hockey team, they're going to have a good future. And it's a relatively young team. Here is Malari in front of the goal with a couple of very nice moves, but couldn't get past Belmont. And these players are not, they're still relatively young, with an average age of just 22 for this Belgian roster. Walkmans. Van Hoef. Stino. Paulison on the left side. Stino goes in, gets it to Stino, to Paulison. The pass was made a little too late. There wasn't enough room for the pass to be made. And now Belgium received a shove from the back with no call from the referee again. Very willing to let the play go. There's Mulari coming in front of the net. Belmont Stoner, and with just 2:23 remaining in this period, Belmont, the nerves of steel. Sanchez Pedrosa taking the face-off, and now the referee is going to have a small chat with the Belgian bench. Here comes face-off. Daniel Scott, very quick to move. Good speed there. Now Coutiniere with the puck. Coutiniere working with Saunders and Van Hoef. This line, very effective, generates a lot of chances. It's just that they're still not connecting with that final pass near the New Zealand goal. They've done everything correctly. They're setting up nicely and having good success entering the zone. All they need is to connect that final, get the final piece of puzzle and put it into the board. But they're running out of time if they want to get a point from this game here. And watching this game very closely is Mexico. Here is a little trip there, no calls by the referee, and Van Hoef complaining to the referee in Karen Williner. Is the Coutiniere with the puck, crosses the blue line, sends it to Summershoe with a shot, hits a leg. And across, limping a little after taking that shot on her skate. Here's another shove. And New Zealand player number 10, Ashley Richmond, looking hurt after the hit. A reminder that women's ice hockey, there's no body checking. Here's a straight shot by Kelly Nelson. Belmont surprisingly good coming out from the bench. Performing well for the Belgians. I was saying Mexico is looking on to this game. There's a quick shot from the slot. Mexico also is a prize in this year's tournament. In 3 games, Mexico was only able to secure a 1 win. With 3 points. But there's still a slight chance. Mexico, here's a shot by the Coutiniere, by Summershoe. It hits Ancashino on her helmet. Of course, it has to be accidental. She immediately apologized with a gesture. I've seen some of the players here in local leagues. They shoot at their teammates because they don't like each other. I'm sure that's not what happened there, because no, it was all good. And Ancashino was okay. And it also tells you how good modern ice hockey protection equipment is. Of course, it's, parents watching the games, don't worry, the kids are in good hands. And that's it for the second period. 6-0 the score. New Zealand added 1 extra goal in the second period. And Anouk Belmont, the backup goalie for Belgium, performing very well in the second period. And now Belgium has one more period to try and catch up to this New Zealand team. We'll take a break. When we're back, we'll bring you the third period. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, third period, Belgium, New Zealand. After 2 periods of play, New Zealand is in the lead with 6 goals. Belgium has played so much better in the second period, but they weren't able to generate any scoring chances, ample chances, but not enough scoring. Right now for Belgium, it's 0, and I do look forward to Belgium breaking that crusade. I think they ought to score because they have such a good team there. And for New Zealand, everyone's so happy about New Zealand finally breaking out of their funk, scoring a whole bunch, looking more like their form from last season. Here is Belgium with a great shot, with a rebound, sharp angle by Stino. New Zealand gave the puck away to Stino, centering pass, backhands it, this one went wide. Digotanieri with the puck on the right, moves it back to Pinero. Great combination there for Belgium, a great start, applying some pressure to New Zealand. They're down by 6 goals, but I think they can still come back. Here is a cover by the goalie and some shoving, pushing in front of the net. Saunders being with a cooler head. Comes Paulson down a little, because that's the last thing you need is to lose your cool and get into trouble. Don't want that in such a crucial game. Because this game, let me just remind our fine audiences, this game is going to affect the chances of relegation for these teams. Winning this game will improve their chance of staying in Division 2B immensely. And of course, winning a game here does not necessarily guarantee the avoidance of relegation. They still need to play well tomorrow, and they still need to rely on other pieces to fall into place. Here's a great shot by Saunders, glove down by the goalie. But winning here outright, it's going to help New Zealand immensely. Belgium, even if they lose this game, it's not the end of the world. But they will not have control over their destiny and will have to rely on other game results. So the best thing for Belgium is to win this game. Score 7 goals. They won't have to worry about anything else. Be on their merry way and enjoy tomorrow, Easter weekend, with fun. But right now, the happiest bunch around the rink are those fine folks in all black, supporters of the Ice Ferns. Digotanieri from behind the net, slightly impeded by Kelly Nelson. Nelson gets it all the way through into the offensive zone. Tries to send it. Tangled up with by the Belgians. Belgium with a good pass up to Paulson. Paulson very aggressive, aggressively positioned. Almost stationed near on the opposing blue line. Very obvious that she's going to be the person. Oh, here's a little kneeing action also from New Zealand. Here's another bump onto the Digotanieri onto the boards. Thanks so much too. Daniel Scott Paulson very nicely spinned around, but gave the puck away. Passing decisions of Paulson, perhaps a little too antsy or impatient. Oh, that's a hit by Rebecca Lilly, and that's a very obvious hit. Lilly has to go into the box for 2 minutes. The body checking penalty, and Belgium is going to get their chance. Paulson, Summer Shoe Line is going to take a break, and taking over is the Coutinari and the Cherwakne. Manu also on the left flank. Manu, normally a defender, today playing as a forward. He's such an all-round player to be relying on. Here's Manu, very skilled player with the techniques with the Coutinari. Back to Anto Stino. Stino to the Coutinari for a one-timer. Golden in toe save. Great power play with another shot. This one was impatient. Here's the Coutinari calling for the puck. Here's another shot. Rebound! And they score! That's the first goal for the Belgian comeback. And I told you so. I so not want to say that. But they're such a good team that you just can't leave them like that. You can't give them the chances like that. And now that hit is burning New Zealand. The only question remains, now we know Belgium has the ability to score over New Zealand. Now the question is, will they have enough time? Is it too late? Finding the game in the second period, but not being able to score in the second period is a little tough. But finally, they're doing it. But that's 5 minutes into the third period. 5 more to go. It's a big hole. I firmly believe that these two teams are not that far apart as the score suggests. I'm not biased towards any team. It's just from what you see on the ice, you see a talent from both teams. You know this is not going to be the same for long. At some point, Belgium's going to score. Belgium does have 2 solid lines. There's Neros Borden. Goodman uses up to Anka Stino. Stino goes in 1 against 3 with a shot. Goalie makes the save, covers it up for a face-up in their own zone. Stino trying very hard, but admire their heart to win and the refusal to give up in the game, and that's what we are looking for. Nice hockey, that's the spirit. Indy Lewis, Goodman, Hannah Shields. Shields to Gabby Mills. Shields powers her way through to Mills. Mills along the board sends it down deep. On the right side, getting the puck is Goodman. Goodman trapped in the corner. Scramble in the corner, coming out with the puck is Ashley Richmond. Belgium a little too quick to make the pass. Now finally gets possession as New Zealand goes in for a change. Belgium goes for their own change as well now, moves it out into the neutral zone. Saunders with a little slash there, overlooked by the referee. Not a good pass decision there as the pass went straight forward to nowhere. Picked up by New Zealand thanks to the goalie Belmont making the save. Another shot into the boards. That's number 11, Lenore Saunders. Saunders to Paulson. Paulson moves in on the right side. Has to center it to Summer Shoe. The pass is deflected. Goes in, rebound. No goal signaled by the referee. Slight jab there, right after the goalie made the save. Saved by the goalie. Under 11 minutes to go, 6-1 still the score. Belgium still down by 5 goals. They are trying. Some of the plays in the third period seems to be a little impatient. Summer Shoe with the long shot. This one gloved down by the goalie. That's what happens when you're down by 5 goals late in the game. Every single player would want to move things along, afraid of running out of time. There's this invisible pressure. Burkholz with a long shot, rebounded by Paulson. Bank pass. Up the boards behind the net. Here is Stino to Paulson. Paulson shot, angled shot. Puck cleared by New Zealand. Burkholz slow to react. Losing the puck to New Zealand. New Zealand, number 7, Malari. Lost her balance. The teammate picked up the puck. A weak clearance on the side. Oikior sends it to the left flank. Belgium. Dipodinieri coming in. On her right is Detewangne. Dipodinieri with the puck. Circles around, spins around and shoots. Belgium playing in panic mode now. Maka with the puck. Circles around to Van Hoek. Van Hoek sends it in. Van Hoek gets through with possession. Spins around, centering pass. Dutewan unable to get to it in time, and now New Zealand gets it under 9 minutes to go. Still a 5-goal game. And now you see New Zealand, the fans and the bench, a little more on the nervous side. But they look to close out the game. It's an onside play. Paulison with a hit. No arms up from the referee. Gabby Mills. .750 remaining. New Zealand with the shot, goalie save, rebound, picked up by Belgium. Paulison on the right side, sends it to number 18, Summershoe. Summershoe weaves her way around into the face-off circle. Lets up a weak shot and saved by the goalie in Brienne Bick. Time is running out for Belgium. There's still time. If you do the math, 5 goals, 7.5 minutes. That's just a little over a minute per goal, which is going to be more and more unlikely. And you see New Zealand starting to clog up the slot area in front of the goalie. That's making it even tougher for Belgium to come back. Referee Karen Williner has her arm up. Going to be a penalty against Belgium, I think. Belgium penalty, a tripping call. Going into the boxes, number 6. Lotte de Couteniere. Now they lost 2 minutes of attack time. Making it easier for New Zealand to close out the game. And New Zealand, Horner Pascoe in a great area, completely open in the face-off circle. Now Mata goes to cover Horner Pascoe. New Zealand has room. Goes in for the shot and they score. 7-1, a power play goal for New Zealand. And that goal probably seals the deal. And they know it. New Zealand fans and the bench knows it. She gets a lot of room, moves in, finds her place, and sends the puck in. You see in front of the net, players jostling for position. And that's great cycling by New Zealand. And now, unless Belgium wins tomorrow night's game against Hong Kong, China, they would have no chance of staying in this division. Even with the win there, they would have to rely on Mexico. Five and a half minutes remaining in the game. And then we have a whistle. 5:27 to go. Seven wins the score. unfortunate for Belgium. But the New Zealanders did play a very good game today. And I stand corrected. With the loss, Belgium will be relegated, even if they beat Hong Kong tomorrow, because if Mexico loses every single game today and tomorrow, Mexico would have the tiebreaker as they beat Belgium 6-1. So with the loss here, Belgium would be relegated to Division 3A the coming season. And of course, that's unofficial, that's only me. For official stats and information, do visit IIHF.com. And if you're a fan for New Zealand, that means they're pretty much safe. Now Mexico has just one win out of 3 games. If they lose every single game, which I think they would not, I hope not, they would have 3 points. That would mean a tie with Belgium, providing Belgium beats Hong Kong tomorrow. That would give both teams 3 points, and that's the best case scenario for Belgium. But then Mexico would have held the tiebreaker. So Belgium, no matter what happens tomorrow, this game really sealed the deal for them, which is unfortunate. A lot of players I like from this team. I mentioned them many times already. Van Hoef, Collison, Coutinho, Saunders, just to name a few. So I've missed some. Going down the list, Maka also quite a good player up front. Ancastino, how could I forget? But it's a combination of a lot of things not going the right way for Belgium. Their captain, Femke Bosman, injured. I'm sure she really wanted to be part of this game. But that's sometimes what injuries can do, and injuries are part of the game in terms of team sports. And with Belgium being relegated now, disclaimer, I might be wrong with my calculations. Maybe things don't pan out this way, but it's just from off my head looking at the standings. I think that's the correct assessment. And that's why this game has such an importance today in today's game. And it's a deciding game between these two teams. And good for New Zealand, they finally put together the team, collected everyone, and come together, scoring 7 goals in this game. We had goals from Kelly Nelson, Regan Shattock, Rebecca Lilly, Gabby Mills, Emma Quass, Jasmine Horner-Pascal, Caitlin Hoyer, and Yali Mulari, and Emma Quass. Every single goal scored by a different player, unless I am reading it wrong. Because as I age, my eyesight's going pretty soon. So, but if I'm reading everything correctly, all 7 goals scored by different players. And that's a collective. No, Nelson scored 2. I apologize. Kelly Nelson scored 2 goals. But it's a collective effort. Everyone pitched in. Everyone did their job. And it's a deserving victory for them. Shots on goals. Belgium actually had 41 shots over New Zealand's 38. So it's not that Belgium hasn't tried. It was very good effort, but it's just lacking that final piece of puzzle. They've set up well, they've been creative, they have very solid skills, they move the puck well, they have some very good players, but then they're missing that sniper, that selfish sniper that every team has. You know, you don't like them because you're such a puck hog. You don't give the puck away, but they do their job. They score, they put a puck in the net, and that's what we want from a sniper. They're missing that lethal shot in front of the net. And the frustration builds with this Belgium squad, and there's a hit from behind from Wilmot, number 12. That's understandable, but that has to be avoided. And Belgium is without their timeout, so the coach couldn't do anything. Calm his players down. It's a 7-1 game. New Zealand, the only team having fun on ice now. Nelson, give and go, back to Nelson, looking for a third goal with a hat trick. Another shot in front of the net. That's from Valentin Maka. Referee very unwilling to call penalties at this stage of the game. Karen Willena letting the play flow. Here is Belgium. Van Hoek backhands it. Collier with the puck, sends it down. Loose puck here, sliding block. Final 50 seconds of the game. Here's Collier with another shot blocked. Shooting lane completely blocked. Here is a trip by Daniel Scott. Arms up by the referee. Collier with the puck. Long shot, rebound. Goalie makes a save and more rebounds coming in. The scramble in front of the net. There's a shot banged on it. And the referee has seen enough. The Belgians touch the puck. More seconds to go. That's the best thing. And with the way things have been going, sooner or later it's going to escalate. So it's a good thing that the referee calls the penalty now. So I thought the players themselves were being a little too jumpy. Now we're having a discussion. Daniel Scott's going. And referee Karen Williner is now motioning for the New Zealand bench to calm down and not to escalate things any further. But very personally, we should have seen this coming, and now serving the penalty. Oh, it's a major penalty. Wow. You knew the Belgian players were frustrated, and there were numerous chips and hits and shoves. Sometimes you just need to give these players a warning with a penalty so things don't escalate. And that's exactly not what happened today. And it's unfortunate we have to make the decision to send the player off with a 5-minute major. After all things are sorted out, there's going to be a 5-on-3. Augustino's penalty still on the clock for 4 minutes. But Daniel Scott's gone with a major penalty. And for New Zealand, I don't think it's necessary to keep shooting. The final second, and that's it for the game. 7-1 win for New Zealand. Not the most happy ending for the game. Now we have Gregory. Hope Gregory skating directly to the referee, speaking with the officiating crew, and I do not know what's going on. Looking from their discussion, she was probably just showing her care about the ejected player. That was too late. So the final score is 7-1. And that would mean New Zealand sends Belgium into relegation. It's time for the best players for both teams. You can tell, you can see from their faces, it's massive disappointment. I like some of the players, I really do. I don't think they deserve this ending, but that's what happens with tournament play. One of the 6 teams has to be relegated. One of the 6 will be promoted. It's just one unfortunate. This time it's going to be Belgium. The best player for the team on Belgium, number 21, Joka Gertels. As for New Zealand, their best player of the game, number 23. Jasmine Horner-Pascal, one of the most experienced players on the team, had to carry the team on her shoulders without her trio, her line mates from last season. They didn't play as well as last season, but they managed to score 7 goals in this very important deciding game and managed to stay in this division and fight another year. Now let's get ready for the national anthem of New Zealand. congratulations to New Zealand. I was looking at the updated standings. I do stand corrected. Belgium is not mathematically relegated yet, but it will take a lot to happen. Mexico would have to lose both games, and Belgium would have to win tomorrow's game. New Zealand would also have to lose tomorrow's game, and that would cause a three-way tie, and that's the only way Belgium would have a chance, and then it's going to be decided by goals differential. So Belgium's not exactly relegated yet, and that will depend on Mexico. Even if Mexico gains a single point today or tomorrow, Belgium's still going down, as well as New Zealand. So a lot has to happen to fall into the right places for Belgium to remain in this division, but right now their hopes are very slim. And this is the first game for day 5 of the tournament. Today we still have 2 more games. Lithuania faces off against Mexico, and I'm sure Belgians will be watching this game and hoping for a Lithuanian win. Hong Kong, China plays Ukraine at 7:30 local time. Rerun Greenwich Mean Time +8. My name is Scotty Yang, and I will see you in the next one.